This is Journey Mike. I'm coming to you from beautiful St. Croix. Thanks again to Nate and Michelle and Jack and Calypso. I've had a beautiful time here, but I've got a quick little clip. It's pretty interesting, and I was going to see if I could squeeze it in. A little island quickie, as it were. Let's see if this works.
Look, I've been in real in-person land, so let me see. Okay, all righty. Is it Mr. Sarna, are you handling this? Yes?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
We're on page 14.
Okay, let's get started.
Yes. Cause number 20210D0, 2909, State of Texas versus Ivan Galbalon. May I have an announcement of counsel?
Yeah, for the state, Curtis Cox and Scott Ferguson.
Good afternoon, Judge. On behalf of Mr. Gabaldon, it's Denise Butterworth, Omar Carmona, Felix Valenzuela.
Okay, that audio sounds a little different, Ms. Butterworth. I'll let you know if we have any issues, or maybe it's just me, but sometimes we have those internet issues. And so Mr. Gabaldon, it looks like he is appearing from the downtown jail. Let me pull up the case on Odyssey. All right, good afternoon, and let's see, we are scheduled for a status hearing. First of all, I want to, I don't know if so much as apologize, but just thank you for your cooperation with the court scheduling as, I don't know if defense counsel in this case knows, but I know the state probably knows that the 10th is in trial and we are handling matters, and it was a little complicated logistically to take care of matters, so we were unable to have our hearing yesterday. Luckily, we had the backup setting for today, I guess, and my understanding was the parties were in agreement to not, or to go ahead and jump over to today's hearing instead of yesterday. So thank you all for that. As you all are well aware, we are pending the state's, the defense motion to dismiss. And thank you to each of you for providing me with state, the additional supplement, and proposed findings, as well as the defense providing proposed findings.
Okay, so that's the setup here. We're here on a motion to dismiss from the defendant, and apparently it's on some serious crimes. And this isn't that long, but it absolutely shocked me what went down.
I just need to ask at this point if there is any. I've read everything that you all have sent me, and obviously been present for all of the hearings that we've had. So I've reviewed everything up until this point. I guess I'm just asking if either side has anything more to present to the court. Mr. Ferguson, you are muted.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state filed the statement by Patricia Valenzuela, and I did want to move to admit that into evidence for purposes of this hearing, because I know we talked about it a lot, but just so that you got the actual physical statement there to see what we're talking about.
And you don't have an objection to that being part of the record, Judge.
Okay. And I did see that. I didn't note it specifically, but yes, I did review it, and it will be admitted for purposes of the record for today's hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else?
At this point, Your Honor, I think we've all said everything that I think both sides have covered this so exhaustively that for us to continue to go back and forth would just be wasting breath. So,
well, again, considering the seriousness of this matter, I want to convey to you all that it has, as I'm sure as equally as it has weighed on all of you, it has on me as well. And so I agree, Mr. Ferguson. I think we know where we are at this point. Having reviewed and listened to the arguments or the reasoning of the state of Texas regarding what I think I have characterized as two decisions, but I think ultimately we're talking about, I don't know where that noise is coming from. Actually, downtown jail, I think that's what I saw light up. Could you? Yeah, I just muted it.
I just muted it, Judge.
Thank you. There are several points that the defense has brought up or highlighted, but clearly I was present for all of those hearings and I saw the proceedings transpire as they did. I simply find the state's reasoning and explanations for its decision to re-indict and ultimately seek the death penalty is not credible. I am therefore granting the defense motion to dismiss for prosecutorial vindictiveness.
Wow.
I am very concerned. I am very concerned and have been concerned for a while because of the lack.
I really don't know the underlying facts of this case, what she thinks the prosecutorial vindictiveness is. I don't know if I agree with the judge or don't agree with the judge because I don't know the substance. So I'm literally not passing judgment on the prosecutor, the judge, or anybody else involved. It's just you don't see this every day. She just told the prosecutors, I think you're vindictive. And I'm dismissing this, I'm sure, murder case or felony case. I'm dismissing it because that's how bad your conduct has been. Wow.
Lack of diligence that the state of Texas has, the manner in which they've been handling, you all have been handling these cases. It is with no pleasure whatsoever that I am looking at this case and just feeling, in my years as a prosecutor and being in this courthouse, I certainly did not expect to be in a position to see the state of Texas literally disregard some of the most serious cases, to include this one, but as I know that there are others in this court that follow the same fact pattern here, very similar circumstances. And I'm not sure how we got here. Well, I actually am sure how we got here because I've seen it. And it does not in many ways feel like justice because at the end of the day, we are dealing with circumstances and allegations that are very serious. There are families of victims that are not being well served when cases within the DA's office can just be disregarded. And there are so many troubling things. I agree. I'm not going to reiterate, but I do feel that the defense has.
I'm having a hard time even reading into this. She's saying cases are being disregarded. She's saying two things simultaneously, and it could make a lot of sense, but I don't know the underlying facts. She's saying you're too aggressive, you overcharged, and you sought the death penalty on one hand, and then she's saying you disregarded the case on the other. There's probably a good explanation for it, but just watching this clip, I don't get really what happened.
Provided sufficient evidence that the re-indictment and the decision to seek the death penalty was an unjustifiable penalty resulting solely from Mr. Gabaldon's exercising his right to go to trial. And so I have a proposed order of dismissal. I will be signing that and filing it today. Thank you very much. I guess we're concluding this hearing. Thank you. Mr. Brackeen, we can go ahead and get off of YouTube at this point.
You got it, Judge.
Wow, well, there you have it. The judge just dismissed a case that the prosecutor was seeking the death penalty on, so it was not jaywalking. That is wild to me. The only basis she sort of gives is she thinks that the prosecutor did it as a penalty for him not taking a prior plea offer and seeking the death penalty was over the top, was an over the top response. But wow, that seems like a lot to drop that charge entirely on defense's motion based upon that action. But that's the only one I know. She might be well justified. I'm guessing that there are alleged Brady violations or planting of evidence or something else that would justify this action from the judge. And people are going to ask right now, some people are going to think this is great. They're going to see it from the perspective of a defendant, say prosecutors overreach all the time and they're awful people, and that's great, and the judge should dismiss them all. So other people are going to say, are you kidding me? This guy probably committed some horrible crime and he's getting off on technicality. And you're both right. That's part of the justice system, you see. By the way, this isn't done. I'm not particularly familiar with the Texas criminal procedure, but my guess is that the state of Texas has the right to appeal this decision if they want to. I mean, this judge isn't the last word. She's saying, based upon the motion that was brought before me, I think that this case needs to be dismissed because I think the prosecutor's conduct is out of line. But the prosecution could probably appeal that decision. I think that would be a final appealable order that they could take up and say, no, the judge is out of line. This guy committed a crime, and we were doing our job. So if I get more information on this, I did have a link, but I couldn't find the article. If I get more information on this, I might follow up on it for you.
Here at Law Talk, we like to have fun with silly stuff that happens in court, and every once in a while, and completely by accident, I assure you, you might learn something. Thanks for watching.